Welcome to Plinko Solutions, a project focused on AI and accessibility. Really cool opportunity here. Just outlining what's been going on in terms of what we do. So for the last, I want to say, month and some change, I've been building a public, building live, bringing people into the kind of loop of things. And then I had something come across my table that really changed everything. But when I say everything, I really do mean like everything. This is Fellow. So Fellow is one of many agentic web browser experiences out there. If you're unfamiliar with agentic web browsers, the best way to kind of wrap your head around this is a quick visual. So we're familiar, as you can imagine, with AI agents. So AI agents, as they've existed, started off as just chatbots, right? The GPT, you ask questions, it's predictable for the most part. You kind of get a quick response out of it. You can set up guardrails on the back end as technical people that basically allow you to sequence AI one after the other. The next piece is actually incorporating other AIs to work together, kind of like a co-pilot experience, helping you sort of learn and make decisions and process things quicker. The current level where the market is at is having AI handle decision-making processes on top of that, meaning it decides what needs to happen, and then being able to plan that and actually walk you through it is really the novel piece. Up until this recent past few months, the fourth level, this sort of multi-agent team, where they actually have proper sequenced AIs that have a machine learning layer on top of it, is really where the impact lives. So what do I mean by that? Let's take you guys through it. So you guys are familiar with ChatGPT agent mode, right? It runs in its own little browser, own little window. What's really cool about this specific tool, and I'll show you guys a live demo of it, is it allows you, well, without being technical at all, to use this sort of agentic system where you can tell it what to do, and on the back end, it will chain the memory, chain the instructions, and then go ahead and conduct that. And there's a lot of different tools that kind of take this approach. If you ever use any sort of coding assistant, they follow a similar beat, right? What's really cool about this is it simulates all these individual windows and browsers for it to use and go and dig that up, right? And like I mentioned, there's a few iterations of this. This is just one that happens to be at the affordable band of $20 a month. Of course, I should mention limited usage. If you're looking for unlimited usage, there's the $200 a month one, which basically allows you to build these out in real time. So I figured, because I'm just currently kind of rebuilding the marketing side of things and showcasing that, here's a good way to kind of walk you guys through it. So check it out. I have this sped up somewhere else, but I figured to kind of show you guys exclusively. So I went ahead and I said, hey, I wanted to create these kind of subfolders following this kind of breakdown, right? And have it navigate, have it go, pull for me. All the instructions I gave, I'll show you guys here, were very clear. I'm like, set these up as a folder library. So, that's really all I need. Then authenticate me, just kind of like get me through it. It went ahead, fast forward 11 minutes, I'll play it so you can see it, and cooked it all up. No problem, right? I just kind of went ahead and created it. It's one example. There's a number of other ones, right? And as you can imagine, this opens up the world of opportunity. Another tool does something similar called Kafka, which is its digital employee offer. Now, there's many iterations of this digital employee stuff, but this one specifically is really cool because it gives you a full user interface, a full UI to actually work with. What's really nice, you can kind of see, it embeds this sort of like Notion interface with an AI, kind of like GPT-esque layer. You can see it in action here. Well integrated, well in functionality at $4.97 a seat, plus usage. So these are all amazing, right? Most people right now pick up AI and they still use it as a search engine. There's a whole world outside of that with not just no code development, but business processes. I'm not talking about vibe coding. I'm talking about producing technical solutions that drive business results and doing that quickly, repeatedly, effectively, affordably, and reliably. It's important to think about AI as an intelligent system. And yet very few people are actually taught how to work with an intelligent system. If you're not in tech and you're not privy to like academic research and your usual source of insight, it's typically from media or from wherever else, which comes with its own problems. Media is incentivized to keep your attention, not to actually help you, right? But without getting too philosophical, let's get into this. So right now, I'm currently in the process, and I'm really excited to showcase this to you guys, of building a full 10 episode plus production around using agentic web browsers to change your experience in the workplace. This is really cool because at the end of it, well, call it the end, but every 3 weeks, I'll be doing a 5-day marathon where I'll actually be building these live. So once you start seeing that rollout happen, you're going to notice me hinting towards that, as well as a sort of school community and resource pool for businesses to integrate this seamlessly, right? So giving them a 30-day roadmap and a cohort experience where I actually take them through it at an affordable point is really cool. So it's a really fancy way of saying, yes, I build agentic business infrastructure, but the more simpler thing is I give you tools that run 24/7, and it isn't a black box anymore. It's one shot, fixes across all your different tools. And if you give me an hour a day for 30 days, you can do this too, and have it run for yourself 24/7, right? So with that all being said, I intend to also sounds wild, also include AI implementation specialists, people that are actually using these things in production and getting their take on it, because AI for the longest time has had a lot of interesting pushback when pushed as a digital employee, mostly because to find out if it's true or not, you have to fork up thousands and thousands of dollars. Here it's possible between $200 to $500. That's it, operating cost. So with that one being said, stay tuned. So what to expect kind of going forward? There's a lot of different domains, and as a citizen developer, one big motive behind those domains is giving enough access freely and affordably, and doing so in a tangible way. So right now, there's going to be a sort of, if you can imagine, a start here diagnostic router, which I'll be pushing people towards within the school community, which will then funnel you to all these different pieces and assets and resources that I'll be talking about here. Agentic business infrastructure, in a nutshell, is AI that's operating and handling different things on behalf of me. In order to do that effectively, I need to showcase what that setup looks like so you guys can understand when you approach the 30-day roadmap and building your own, where the formulas, where the assembly lines, where that all comes into place. It's important to note, like as those different layers of AI agents that I showed you, as you create more elaborate solutions, you also have more elaborate problems. And the current marketplace does not protect you or even help you navigate those things, right? A lot of people are overwhelmed using no-code development and struggling to kind of build things on top of each other 6 months down the line after something comes into reality. With these agentic web browsers, everything is kind of reserved and held within itself, and machine learning layer on top of that allows us to see it and trust it differently than a bunch of nodes and modules behind a black curtain. The black box experience is a thing of the past. So with that being said, in the coming 30 days, you'll see that kind of play out. And also in real time, you'll see what paths actually drive revenue with digital employees, because you can, just like with real employees, have them run around in circles, or you can have them actually create things that are useful. So if you're really into that, we will definitely be mapping this out and kind of showcasing more of what's possible. And I promise you, this one's going to be different than the other ones. So that being said, see you guys in the next one.